And thanks, guys. Appreciate your time. Yeah, just to by way of introductions, for anyone watching the video, I'm Tom Howard, senior business broker at Website Closers, and here to share a success story with everyone today. I'm here with my guest Ben and Todd, who recently closed on the sale of their patio and outdoor furnishings company. I'd love to, if you guys just want to do a quick introduction and tell us a little bit about the company you sold, that would be a great place to start.
So my name's Ben. Actually, I met Todd almost 20 years ago. We working on an e-commerce company that Todd had started. Um, I learned the tricks of the trade of e-commerce from Todd, and eventually started my own e-commerce company, which Todd invested in. 20 years later, we'd grown that business to a sizable a sizable enterprise. We do import and wholesale, we do e-commerce, and we have a brick and mortar store. So Tom helped us sell 99.9% of that business out, and we're pretty happy with the number we got in the end.
That's great. Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that too. I think your business model is really unique in that you were firing on all channels, wholesale, retail, and brick and mortar. So that made it an interesting and exciting project for me as well, and just really made it into a strong business proposition, strong model. Let's start with something fun. How did it feel when the wire hit your account and you knew you were closed?
Definitely a good feeling.
Yeah, it's a nice sense of relief because it is a lot of work to get to that point.
It is. And I'm glad we got there. What did, like reflecting back now that we've had a couple of weeks since the sale, was there anything you did to celebrate, or, was there a particular way that the sale impacted your family or your life that you'd like to share?
And I haven't done anything with the money. I went out to dinner. That was about it. The rest of it is sitting in some, safe investments. But I am looking forward to doing something fun with the money.
Yeah, I bought a new Tesla that I'd been waiting for the close. That was kind of what I wanted to spend a little money on, and then like Ben, putting it away for just rainy day. Then it was more of, getting older in life, 50 years old, got to start thinking about retirement, and this was a good amount of money to be able to put away and start to feel much more comfortable about, retiring another decade or so.
That's awesome. Congrats on the car too. I hope you're enjoying it. What about when you guys started the company? Did you have any idea that you would one day sell it? Was that part of your strategy when you started?
Yeah, I think that was always the dream.
The name of the company was LTD, which stands for Living the Dream. So we everybody thought it was some corporate thing, but it was really Living the Dream was the name of the company, and Living the Dream Online was the name of the company. And we were able to have a lifestyle business and then be able to make a lifestyle exit.
That's pretty amazing, and I can't believe that didn't come up in all of the conversations that we've had and all this. That's very interesting. When did you decide to sell?
And I think, it got to a number that worked. I think it's probably the biggest reason. Going through COVID was a lot of work, and running a business through COVID probably, took twice as much work. And I think I was ready for a little bit of a break. But ultimately, I think it was just time. The business has gotten the size that we needed to, where the money was interesting enough to make that next step.
I mean, Ben and I love Ben, but we've been together for 19 years, and it's just was time to, maybe do something, later in our lives. We'll see. But this was what Ben said was very true, is that we'd always said we would sell when it got to a certain size, and it got there. And so it was time to pull the trigger.
That makes a lot of sense. And then, I'm thrilled that we got the chance to work together. It was an exciting project. I enjoyed every bit of it. Really enjoyed getting to know you guys. And I don't think I don't think we discussed this before, but how did you end up selecting Website Closers, and how did you find me particularly as the broker?
Well, I think Jonathan connected us. He had made one of your past clients. He'd made an exit, and he's a friend of mine from the industry. So when I heard that he'd made a successful exit, I of course started asking questions, and he pointed me to you, Tom.
And the other thing that was unique, I guess, is your history goes back in the e-com days, back to when my days were in the massage chair business. And so, I know you've been around in e-commerce for a really long time, and understand that, and having an e-commerce business and selling it and having a broker who doesn't understand that would be hard. And then there's so many we interviewed lots of brokers. So kind of throughout the last few years, it wasn't just like all of a sudden one day we picked a broker. We had been interviewing brokers, and lots of them wanted lots of money up front. And we felt very uncomfortable with the lots of money up front with no guarantees of anything happening. And so while you made more money maybe on the sale total than we would have paid a broker who took a fee up front, we have always had the position as a company as paying our salespeople more commissions. We would rather pay on performance. And so we were much happier paying for performance. And that's why we selected you.
Well, I appreciate that. And yeah, I think, having our interests aligned is always it's super important in any transaction. And we both win together. And I think it makes a lot of sense to be success fee based. And that's exactly how we do every deal. I would switch gears a little bit and ask kind of, I wanted to look at what were your concerns? Like, where did you anticipate the biggest challenges would be in the process? And then what did the challenges actually turn out to be?
I mean, I think we knew going in that selling the business would need the right buyer that wanted wholesale, e-com and the brick and mortar. So that limited our pool of buyers. But finding someone that understood the synergies between all three, which we strongly believe is a huge asset. Finding someone that believed that, we took a little extra work.
Challenge is I guess nobody understands how much work it is to actually go through the process and still run your company at the same time. So that was very challenging in general. So that was the unforeseen challenge, was the amount of work it takes to go into it. And Tom didn't just bring us one person. We had to interview multiple people and multiple possible buyers, and talking with people, and it's like dating. It takes a lot of work.
Yeah, it does. And I think I checked before the meeting. So we fielded 105 buyers for your business. Now, obviously, we didn't meet with all those. I filtered those out and vetted them. But we probably met with 7 to 10 buyers overall, somewhere in that range. I mean, what was your impression overall of the quality of buyers?
I mean, I think it was a range, right? I think there was definitely some good opportunities. Some of the sort of individual sole proprietor type buyers definitely brought a compelling story. And I think, there's one that Todd actually interviewed that I did not, that he was very keen on. So, it was a nice variety of different type of buyers. I think it was a couple of private equity firms and a handful of sole proprietors.
That's excellent. And then what advice would you give to anyone who is considering selling their business that may be watching this video and trying to develop a strategy?
And expect a lot of work. Be really organized with your documents. You'll be asked for the same thing 10 times, not by Tom, but by the buyers and lawyers and everything. So just really, being very detailed so that you're have to do all the work, over and over.
One of the things that we did a few years prior when we started thinking about selling was take a hard look at our books and have them audited, and go through by a professional, CFO, and come and point out, hey, this is going to look weird someday. Like, you got to figure all this out, and really rearranging, cleaning up things, and then having a good process for our books for the couple years leading up to selling it was really important.
Yeah, that's a great point. And, even though it may not feel like it from this side, it does reduce the amount of work that you have to do in diligence. You had good books, you had a CFO or controller that could answer questions, that could put her fingers on the information that we needed in an instant, answer questions and be responsive, and that helped immensely. Just to wrap up, uh, how did the process overall meet your expectations, and how satisfied were you or are you with the ultimate offer that you got and closed on?
I think we got what we deserved. So obviously you could always wish you got more or, a more sweetheart type of deal. But, I think the number we got was a fair price for both parties. And that's usually how deals get done.
Yeah, it was a fair deal with more upside in the future, and so it was worth exiting with the possibility of a second exit.
Yeah, that's great, Todd. I'm glad you brought that up because it is something unique to to your deal, or not unique to your deal, but something that a lot of buyers or sellers have the option is to roll some equity and continue to participate in the upside of the business. So we had buyers that were all cash buyers that would have just taken the reins in your deal, but then we also had other opportunities where we were part of a bigger platform that could grow and that you could hold equity and have a secondary exit. And so, that hopefully will be part two of living the dream and come to fruition over the next couple of years. Well, guys, again, I enjoyed working with you the whole process. Love the business. I'm an outdoor guy, so I just love the products and working in the space. So it's been a lot of fun. And just wanted to say thank you again and congratulations on the exit.
And thank you, Tom, for doing a great job. We really appreciate it. We're very happy with the deal we got.